is up, internet? So right now, as you're watching this video, I am probably on a stage somewhere singing Seasons of Love and low-key crying because it's my last show as director of MTO. For those of you who don't know, because you either don't watch the vlogs or you're new to my channel, MTO is the musical theater club at my school inside the music department. Although we're not exclusive to music majors, anybody who wants to sing musical theater, anybody from any major can come and perform with us. And I have been in every single MTO show since they started in spring of 2014, which is way before we were even called MTO. And I've been directing the shows for a little over a year. I became director after Mike graduated, and I was assistant director under Mike for a year before that. And while I certainly am ready to not be dealing with the stresses of directing a show, I really am kind of sad to be stepping down as director, but it is certainly my time to go. Next semester, I have to focus on performing in Le Nozze di Figaro and my senior recital and, you know, graduating. But all of that being said, even after I am no longer the director, I still will be performing in MTO shows as much as I can, so I'm not leaving entirely. And I also have all the confidence in the world in the people that I'm going to be handing over the director position to. My friends Mitchie and Georgia, for those of you who watch the vlogs, you know them, they are regulars on there. But anyway, Mitchie and Georgia are my assistant directors, and they will be taking over when I step down, which is only in like 2 days. And they have just been a huge help in coordinating the show, and I know that they're going to do great things, and I know that I made the right decision this time. Okay, enough of my sentimental crap. Tales of Hell Week, funny stories, let's go! Outside performance. We're forced to hire a new lighting officer who refuses to listen to our director. Basically, instead of 6 to 9 p.m. tech, it goes from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Our stage manager ran for hot chocolate, so we covered saying she was suddenly vomiting. I fell off a 6-foot scaffold during my scene, which bruised me up pretty bad. I'm 5 foot, it was a long drop. Dress rehearsal. I scraped my toe and dripped blood along the ground. A girl nearly loses an eye from a fake gun, and an older woman breaks her arm. Fun! Alright, I have a question. How fake is the gun if it nearly took someone's eye out? Theater safety, don't ignore it. It's really important. Our director left us, a bunch of actors who have never worked with lights ever, to figure out how to work these old lights in the back. Each day we never seemed to progress until about 2 days before opening night. We managed to get them to be noise activated. We all started clapping at the lights and, being freshmen at the time, screaming cuss words at the lights as they turned on and off at the back of the auditorium, and the other people had no idea what we were doing. Not wild, but kind of funny. We just got our live band for our show, and they accidentally bought the music for the Broadway version, and the actors all learned the movie version, and there's so much revising and mess ups, and ugh. I included this story just so I could rant for a second about something that has plagued my life. Between different versions of musical theater scores and sheet music, there is just a truly obnoxious number of discrepancies. So when you're looking for musical theater scores, you always have to check it against a recording. So if you have a recording in mind, like that specific version is the one you have to do, you absolutely have to check the score to make absolutely sure that it matches, because I guarantee you that you don't want to find out that you have the wrong version of the music in a rehearsal. I've done it. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. But like, you'll see like a songbook version, the original version, the Broadway revival, the 10th Broadway revival. Like, honestly, like, musical theater score discrepancies are the bane of my existence. Second to last full run through before opening night of 1776, we had a really difficult costuming company. Thompson deadass went on stage and did most of the run with no pants. Now, I live my life by the motto of do not wear real pants if you don't have to. However, being on stage in a theatrical production falls under the umbrella of what is considered a situation where one might need pants. A Hell Week tale in 6 words. Went on stage with paint still wet. This summer I was in Swore Angelica. We received our habits, literally gray shapeless dresses, about 15 minutes before piano dress, 1 day before our actual opening. Only half were labeled. The labels were a height measurement and a general size, and to make it worse, they were also wrong. I'm 5'2" and ended up in a 5'7" habit. And we only had 4 rope belts for 15 nuns. Oh, and our wimples were basically napkins pinned to our hair, blocking our peripherals. We got it done, but at what cost? Coincidentally, I was in Swore Angelica this summer. I played Swore Dulcina. It was a part of Martina Arroyo's Prelude to Performance program. I had an amazing time. It was an incredible opportunity. I only hope that I can go back next year. And I specifically remember that like the first day we got fitted for the costumes, or rather the first day we tried them on, I put like the underlayer, which was like a dress, tunic, whatever you want to call it, with the rope belt like attached to it. I had that put on me, and I just looked down, and for the first time in my life, I tried on a costume that did not need to be hemmed. I have had to hem every single costume I have ever worn since I was a little baby cinnamon roll in dance recitals. I'm not a tall human, so to finally step into a costume and have it not only fit really well, but not be too long. Like, that was just such a luxury. One time during Hell Week, I was collecting money for director's gifts, and one of my friends decided to put money in my bra. The rest of the cast followed along. I forgot it was there and walked on stage like that. Then when I got off stage, one of my technician friends stuck tape on my boobs. I mean, was that like to make sure the money didn't fall out of your bra, to make like a secure boob wallet? Like what? My director was very confused, but didn't say anything until the entire cast decided to leave lipstick marks on that same technician's face. We came out for notes and she simply yelled, "No kissing each other during intermission." In my time as a director, I've never had to tell people to not kiss during rehearsal, but I did have to take a Nerf gun away once. I was the stagehand on a production of Zoot Suit at my high school. If you're unfamiliar with Zoot Suit, there is a trail scene that happens at the end of Act 1. At one point of the trail, there is basically a circus of accusations, and our director wanted a visual way to explain this. For some reason, our judge does circus stunts, and thanks to 6th grade PE, most of the cast could juggle. I just need to stop for a second and ask a question. What kind of a school do you go to that 6th grade PE taught you how to juggle? Like, I think in 6th grade PE, we were playing like basketball and doing push-ups and normal things. What dimension do you come from that you're learning to juggle as a part of PE? Anyway, for some reason, our judge does circus stunts, and thanks to 6th grade PE, most of the cast could juggle, so the judge and the jury were taken care of. However, the press, head of prosecution, couldn't juggle, so our director asks if he can do a cartwheel, and he says no. So she asks what hidden talents he is hiding, and he looks at her dead serious and says, "I can ride a unicycle upside down on a tightrope." Run that by me again? Our director then proceeds to ask if he has a unicycle, and he says no in a laughing way, which the entire cast picks up on, but not by our director, who is asking our judge to bring in his unicycle. The press proceeds to inform our director that he can't ride a unicycle, and she actually seemed surprised that he can't ride a unicycle. In the end, they found something for him to do, but it is probably the best thing I have ever heard someone say to a director. So this reminds me of a story that happened about exactly 3 years ago. I was messing around in rehearsal, as I am one to do. We were rehearsing for an MTO show. We were rehearsing Who's That Woman? And so Elise was choreographing that number, and she was talking about the context of that song in the show it comes from. The song is from Follies, and the song is basically a bunch of like old Follies girls like being like, "Yeah, I still got it, I can still tap." And at one point during this rehearsal, she said, "You know, it'd be really funny if someone like comically dropped into a split in the front." Elise meant this as a joke, but my ridiculous ass decided that it would be really funny if I just ran out in front like as we were going into the final formation and just dramatically dropped into a split. And so I did that, and we all had a good laugh, and then Elise said, "Hey, you're gonna keep that." And it is now a running gag that I drop into a split in every single MTO show. During Tech Week and the weeks before, we had a microwave in the green room so we could heat up lunch. This was a summer theater camp, and we had all-day rehearsals. On the last day of Tech Week, the girl who owned it took the microwave home, and we all saluted it as it left the building, thanking it for its service to us. I had never seen a group of teenagers so appreciative and attached to a microwave. But after all, it heated mac and cheese cups for us during those weeks. By the end of the summer, I wanted to give it a hug. And that concludes the stories. Thank you to everybody who sent in a story for this video. Even if it didn't make it to the video, I really always love reading all of your crazy Hell Week stories. And also a huge thank you to the production team and cast of my show, Your Stage Mama Loves You. And that's about it. Like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below of some of the craziest things that have happened to you during Hell Week, and I will see you in the next video.